There is a specific kind of tension that settles over a special educational meeting. You have a crowded table, a stack of dense, bureaucratic documents, and a group of adults vigorously debating a policy intervention. On one side, parents bring an argument rooted in intimate daily reality. They see the behaviors that happen after school, the quiet struggles at home, and they rely on a single premise: I know my child. Across the table, the institutional view relies on a different set of tools. Clinical professionals and teachers build their positions on formal assessments, standardized reports, and structured classroom observations. And sitting somewhere at the edge of this crossfire is the young person whose future is actually being decided, listening to a room full of people who haven't directly asked them what they need. These tense negotiations over school resources are a visible manifestation of a deeper struggle for influence and validation. Bureaucracies are designed to organize information, which means they naturally assign weight to formal credentials. By default, the system assumes that valid expertise is tied to professional titles and clinical qualifications. A system can admit everyone to a meeting and still practice exclusion by dismissing certain types of knowledge once the conversation starts. Dr. Shungu Magadza's 6 stages framework maps this. At stages -1 and 0, organizations assume professionals know best. In stages 1 and 2, they ask what assumptions are dictating whose voice carries authority. Stages 3 and 4 integrate lived expertise. Progressing along this continuum demands dismantling the habit of treating expertise as a gated community. Bureaucracies partition people into distinct caves based on authority. The cave of expertise and cave of systems protect institutional knowledge. Professionals sit securely inside, while parents and children are forced to the exterior edges, unable to influence the conversation. Without intentional intervention, administrative systems naturally construct these invisible walls to dictate who belongs inside. The final tier, stages 5 and 6, describes an environment built on inclusion and belonging. Reaching this stage does not require discarding clinical assessments. The goal is to transition away from the idea that expertise must be owned by a single party, and instead make it something that is shared. In this model, clinical knowledge, parent insight, and the lived experience of the youth all hold equal weight in the final decision. Instead of fighting over who gets to stand in the center, the solution is widening the cave. You can take this framework beyond education policy. You can apply this lens to a boardroom, a community planning meeting, or your own daily conversations. The next time you walk into a room to make a decision, look at the table. Ask yourself, who is assumed to know? Who is assumed to belong? And who stands at the edge? Recognizing these invisible boundaries is the very first step to building genuine bridges of empathy in everyday life.